"Sir, are you my new daddy?" The tiny voice came from behind a vending machine in the hospital lobby. Ethan Blake, the billionaire CEO of Blake Tech Industries, froze mid-step. He turned slowly to find a small girl, no older than a threadbare stuffed rabbit, staring up at him with tear-streaked cheeks and eyes. Far too tired for someone so young, he had come to the hospital for a board member's visit, but in that moment, the world of profits, shareholders, and meetings faded to silence. I'm sorry," he managed to ask. The girl hugged her bunny tighter. "My mummy said someone would come take care of me. She said maybe he'd be like a new daddy." Ethan's throat tightened. He knelt gently in front of her. "Where is your mummy now?" The girl pointed down the hall. "She's sleeping. The doctor said she has to sleep forever." Act 1. The walls around AMA and Ethan Blake wasn't used to being caught off guard. At 38, he had built one of the fastest tech companies in the world. His face was on magazine covers. His mind was razor sharp. His heart closed off Loctite ever since losing his own wife and unborn child in a car accident 5 years ago. He had trained himself to feel nothing. Empathy, love, family, they were liabilities in the boardroom, or so he believed. But now, this child had called him daddy. Before he could respond, a nurse rushed over. "Oh, thank God, Lily, there you are." She scooped up the girl and turned to Ethan, flustered. "I'm sorry, sir. She keeps wandering off. We're trying to contact a relative, but her mother passed in the ER this morning. Liver failure, homeless for a while, no known next of kin. The girl's headed for temporary foster care unless something turns up soon." The nurse walked away, but Lily's eyes stayed locked on Ethan. And in those eyes, something stirred inside him, something long buried. Act 2. A name without a HOMO for the next week. Ethan couldn't shake her face. He kept telling himself it wasn't his business, that he had work to do. But when he tried to focus, his thoughts would drift. Every meeting blurred into the next. Every night, he stared at the ceiling wondering if she was safe, if she was warm, if she still believed someone was coming for her. On the 8th day, he walked into the city's social services department. "I'd like to check on a child. Her name is Lily. She was at General Hospital last week." The woman behind the desk eyed him skeptically. "Are you a relative?" "No," he said. "I'm just someone who wants to help." The woman sighed. "That's rare." Act 3. Becoming human, AGA and Ethan began visiting Lily at her temporary care home. The first time he came, she ran to him instantly. "You did come," she whispered into his coat. Mummy was right. He hadn't said a word, and yet he felt like he had already made a promise. He brought her books, toys, a warm jacket. He sat with her while she ate, read her bedtime stories, and helped her with the alphabet. One day she asked, "What do you do at your job?" He laughed. "I build things, computers, big buildings, ideas." She grinned. "Can we build something together one day?" And for the first time in years, he said, "Yes, we can." But the real building was happening in him. Act 4. Obstacles and DCICONS. Not everyone was on board. "You're a CEO, Ethan," his board member Karen warned. "Not a father. This could ruin your image. Investors don't want to see vulnerability. This isn't your responsibility." Even his lawyer advised caution. "Taking guardianship isn't easy. You'll be investigated. Every inch of your life scrutinized. Are you ready for that?" But Ethan had already made up his mind. He filed the paperwork, hired child psychologists, attended parenting classes. His mansion transformed cold marble floors now had colorful rugs. Silent halls now echoed with laughter. But Lily still asked one night, "Are you sure you want to be my daddy?" Ethan knelt beside her. "I don't just want to be, one choose to be." Act 5. The courtroom mirrors. He lived the day of the custody hearing. Ethan showed up in a simple gray suit. No entourage, no press, just a man, finally ready to be a father. The judge reviewed the documents. "Mr. Blake, this is highly irregular. Why are you doing this?" Ethan stood. "Because she reminded me of something I lost, a family, and she gave me something I didn't realize I still had, a heart." The judge studied him, then turned to Lily, seated beside the child advocate. "Lily," the judge asked, "do you want to live with Mr. Blake?" Lily stood, holding her bunny, and whispered, "He's not Mr. Blake. He's my daddy now." There was silence. Then the gavel came down. Custody granted. Act 6. A new BGI. 90 months passed. Lily blossomed into a vibrant, curious, loving child. Ethan learned to cook spaghetti badly. He learned to braid hair worse. But he never missed a bedtime story, never missed a parent-teacher conference. And every night, before she drifted to sleep, she'd whisper, "Good night, Daddy." His company, it didn't fall apart. In fact, it grew stronger because people saw the human behind the suits. The leader who could love. Employees connected deeper. Investors trusted more. Media called it the Blake Reformation. But none of that compared to what happened one rainy afternoon at a company family event. Lily tugged his sleeve. "Daddy, yes honey, can we build something now?" And hand in hand, they started drawing a house, a blueprint, not just for wood and nails, but for home. Ending message spoken to camera. What if the person you were meant to become was hiding behind the pain you tried to forget? Ethan Blake never planned to be a father again, but when love whispers softly through the cracks in your armor, maybe the bravest thing you can do is listen. Sometimes, the family we choose changes everything, and one little girl's question, "Are you my new daddy?" became the answer to a life he didn't know was still waiting to be lived.